Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today it's the halftime report. We're going to take a look at how I've been going on with my Moonman pens this month, or some people might want to call them Mahjong. Me personally, I tend to still call them Moonman. Let's start by doing a quick look at each of the pens. Now, I'm not going to give a full review of them. This is just really letting you know how I've been getting on so far this month. The first pen, the Moonman C3. This is what I started the month off with. In there was Diamine Chocolate Brown. It's a nice, fairly inexpensive pen. Well, by inexpensive, it was $25. So, not exactly what you would call cheap. And I've got to be honest, I found it really frustrating. So frustrating, it's got no ink in it now. What I was finding is, as I was writing with it, there was some major flow issues. And I'd find that maybe after one or two sentences, it would just stop writing. And I would have to then fiddle around, shaking it, and sometimes even having to prime the feed just to get it to write again. Really disappointed with that. But as I say, we'll cover it in more detail when I do my wrap up at the end of the month. Pen number 2, Moonman M600S. In here, we've got the Kaigaloo long knife nib. So not a Moonman nib. Hopefully that will now capture on the camera. Very different story with this. I mean, the pen looks nice. And with that Kaigaloo nib in there, it's writing really nicely. I'm really enjoying this. It's a pen. I haven't filled up the fill that I started the month with. But I think when that runs out, I may fill it up again. Really enjoying using it. It's a nice pen. Enjoyable to use. The next pen we have is the Moonman or the Mahjong T5. This is in the purple colour. I love the looks of this pen. It's one of the latest ones to my collection. Again, I've been finding some issues with it, mainly with the flow again. This time I might be able to get a page and a half, then it would start playing me up. And I'd have to either shake it or scribble just to get it to write again. Now, I'm not sure if that was to do with the ink. I've only had that one ink in this pen. I may try playing around with it. I may try a different ink when this one runs out. But so far, yeah, it's all right. Not something I'd write home about, but still nice and pleasurable to use. The Moonman M800. This has got the Moonman nib. This is in this gorgeous blue colour. I think some people refer to it as Galaxy. Again, flow issues. You've seen a pattern here. Virtually every Moonman pen I've used this month, I've had flow issues with. In here is Robert Oster Great Southern Ocean, so I don't think it's anything to do with the actual ink. It's a nice ink. I've used virtually all of the sample that I started with though. Similar line, another Moonman M800. This is in the purple colour. Nice pattern on this. This has got a Bock nib. See, with the Moonman M800, you can buy them with either Bock or with Moonman nibs. You do pay extra for that Bock nib. Guess what? Had some flow issues. Again, maybe ink related. I need to try this out more. I started the month with Noodlers Matahari Cordial. I only had a tiny bit of a sample left. That ran out after my first writing session. I then switched to Diamine Violet. So I've not really used it too much yet. I need to spend a bit more time with that Diamine Violet. If it's like the others, if there's flow issues, not really any use, is it? Final pen I started the month with was this, the Mahjong or the Moonman A1. This is the one with a clicky. It's so satisfying hearing that click, I really think that is. It's a nice blue colour. I like the colour of this. I like the fact that it doesn't have a clip. It does have a roll stop up here. One of the things which puts me off using things like the vanishing point is that it's got the clip near where I would have my finger. So I'm not certain how well I would feel with that. But it's something I may try at a later date. Just got to save up my pennies so I can get myself one of those vanishing points at some time in the future. Another issue I've had with that A1. When the ink ran out, now I'd had the Diamine Oxford Blue in there for a while, so I was expecting it to run out. And I was just going to fill it with the same ink. I used the converter in there. Look what happened to the converter. I tried to fill it with ink, got nothing. The converter just fell apart on me. What I've done is I've actually put in there a Pilot COM40 converter. At the moment, that seems to be working fine. Again, I need to monitor it just to make sure that I don't get any issues with leakage. With the C3 going out, I did fetch another Moonman pen in. This is the Moonman P135. It's got this gorgeous purpley colour for the body. So what I've put in there is Diamine All the Best. And I think in terms of ink and body, it's a really nice match. The ink has got some sheen in and it's also got some shimmer. But the nib, it's only a tiny little nib. And it's a number 5 size nib. And it's a fine. I've got to be honest, not seeing much in the way of character at all. But I've only really used it for one main writing session. Still need to play with it. That's a theme that I'm getting there a lot with these pens this month. There's flow issues. Now, past couple of days, I've been using my gold pens, my gold nibbed pens. That's for a video that I'm filming later in this week. But what I've found is with those pens, with those expensive gold nibbed pens, I pick them up, they're right. No issues. With these Moonman pens, and they're ranging from between 25 and 60 Australian dollars, I get problems with them. And to be honest, for me, it's just not worth the hassle. So I need to play around with them. It could be I might do some nib swaps. That might fix it. It could be that I just need to give them a good clean. We're actually going to talk about how I go about trying to fix up my pens in a minute. But that's something I need to look at. I say, so far in the month, I've actually been quite disappointed with those Moonman pens. So my second subject this month is answering one of the questions that I've been asked on my YouTube comments. It's about my repair kit. So I'm going to start by saying I'm not a professional at pen repair. And the kit I've got, it's slowly building up and it will build even more over time. So these are just things that, as I've been going on, I've been learning to start playing around with them. Most of them I keep in this box here. It's just something I got from the hardware store. I think most people use it for keeping nails and screws and stuff like that in it. Me, I've got pen stuff in here. So let me open this up. Now, I'm going to hopefully be able to show you this without spilling everything everywhere. There we go. So, fairly disorganised. I can't talk today. I'm going to quickly pull some stuff out just to show you. So, in here, at the front, I've got this. This is the 1200 micro mesh paper. I've also got an emery board. Don't tell the wife that I nicked these out of a bag. These are quite rough compared to that micro mesh, but they're quite handy when you're trying to roughen up a nib a little bit. I've also got in here a number of converters. I've got a sealer and I've got a number of COM40s. That's why I was saying I was able to put a COM40 in. I got those when I bought my wife the Pilot Parallels pens. I might actually try inking some of those at 1 month and writing with them. That'd be an interesting experiment. Also in here, I've got a number of brass shims. There's one still in the bag. Can't get it out. Here's one that's well and truly used. I hate throwing things out, so I just keep them. I've got a couple of rubber grippers. I've got this one. This is one we've had in the house for years, and it was used in the kitchen for loosening the tops on jars. So again, don't tell the wife I nicked it from there. I got this. We bought a Goulet pen kit, and I bought that with that. What else have I got in here? I've got another converter. This is a Parker converter. And then the rest of it, I've got various nibs in there. And what I do is I just use little sticky notes to label it. So I've got Goulet broads. Got some Jinhao nibs that I've pulled out of other pens. I've got this one, which is a Pen Chalet medium. I like the way that it comes in here. This has got the feed as well, whereas the Goulet ones were just the nibs. Got a little wrench. Let me see, what else have we got in here? Got another Kaigaloo long knife nib. I've already got that on that Moonman M600S. Not sure what pen I'm going to use it for. I just bought the nibs because if I've got them, then they're there that I can use whenever I want. I know I'm not looking at the camera, I am sorry. I've got in here a Kiwi Pens cursive italic nib. I've got two of these nibs. One's already on a pen and I'm finding it very rough, so I need to work on that nib. So I'm going to wait until I get that working how I want before I even start with that one. I've got some Moonman nibs, so when I take a nib off a pen, I don't throw it away. It goes in here because you never know when it will come in useful. So that's that box. Oh, not quite. I've got these that I got from Goulet. So the first one, this is 1 micron mylar paper, and I've also got 0.3 micron mylar paper as well. I don't use these very often because I find they leave the nibs just too smooth for me. I do like a little bit of feedback on them. Pop that away. Other things I've got, again for Goulet pens, I've got my loop. Before I got this, I used to use the magnifier app on my phone. Can't show you that because I'm actually using the phone to record this video. I find this definitely more convenient, but with that magnifier app, I could get closer because I could magnify it more. And old man's eyes, the more you can magnify things, the better. In the kitchen, I keep this. So I've got a glass jar. I think this was honey in here. Then I've got the bulb syringe up, just dripped water all over. So when I'm cleaning out my pens, I keep them there. The other thing I have for cleaning my pens is this. This is fairly new to the collection. This is an ultrasonic cleaner. It was fairly cheap because I bought it from Aldi. And in there, what I tend to do is nibs that I'm having an issue with. When I pull the nib, I do the nib and I do the feed. I put them through there to hopefully try and clear it off a bit. I try and avoid putting the body of the pen in or the section if I can avoid it. Converters again, I don't mind putting the converter through there. When I'm going to do that, I actually fill the converter with water first, then I immerse it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Might not do anything, it's just peace of mind. But I know that at least they've been cleaned. And if I'm going to be putting the pen away, I know that I've got as much ink out of there as I possibly can. So that's what's in my pen repair kit. Final couple of things for this month. I don't know if you've been watching my YouTube shorts or if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. I put links on there. But I do a daily YouTube short, which is of the writing that I'm doing, so you can see the pen and the ink that I'm using that day. They're recorded onto rhodia paper. Now, one of the things I would ask, what other things would you like to see me including in these? Sorry, the old voice is going now. Yeah, what other things would you like to see me include in these? I've already got... Can't even talk today. I'm already doing my writing, so I'm taking photos and making the video with the photos. I am trying different ways to try and record as I'm writing, but so far I don't actually like... I think what I see doesn't look very good. You can either see my hand or you can see the paper. You can't see the actual writing. So that's something I'm working on. As I do these videos, I'd love in the comments for them if you could let me know of any questions, any things you want me to look at with the pens, because that then helps me to build up what's going to be in that end review, helps me to score the pen. So it becomes more about what we all would like to see, and issues maybe you're having with a similar pen, I can see if I can replicate with the ones I'm using. So please have a think of that, and if you can, have a watch of those videos. Next month's theme, I'm going to call that the Italian connection. Have a think. Most of you know the pens that I've got. You've seen them on my channel. So next month, the Italian connection. So that's it for this month's halftime report. Any questions, any comments, please drop them down below. I'd love to build a community around these videos. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.